Oh, okay, I made it. Wow, it's just like I saw you guys a few minutes ago. Actually, I was with you a few minutes ago in assembly from my house. I had to rush right over here to school. I'm in my classroom now, but there were no parking spots. I had to battle Miss Latimer for the last parking spot. And you, Miss Latimer, you are a force to be reckoned with, but hats off to you. Wow. So anyway, here we are at our annual yearbook reveal assembly, and I am proud to bring you your yearbook this year, the 2019-2020 Azimuth, which we will show to you today, and you will get your very own copy this week. I'll let you know how we're going to do that. But first off, what am I wearing? This is a big deal. This calls for, like, you know, something a little more dressy than this. I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay, whew, that feels better. Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah, so the fact that we can't be together this year, I know it's weird, but it shouldn't dull the excitement and the fun that we're about to have for this yearbook reveal assembly, even if I'm all dressed up and most of you are still in your pajamas. Now, before we get to the fun stuff, I do need to introduce my amazing staff of the Azimuth and the near side. So, ready? Here we go. First we have co-editor Finley Allen. Co-editor Emerson Ferry, Ella Chait, Chester Coles, Winnie Cox, Joseph DePaulis, Claire Din, Jake Figman, Adam Mahmood, Chase Malamala, Matthew Marasco, Canyon Roush, Matthias Saiz, Zach Smith, Hannah Sofin, Joey Tomasetti, and Sean Umar. Ladies and gentlemen, these 17 students wrote more than 150 articles, took more than 8,000 photos, and did all this while taking their classes, getting everything done, playing sports, extracurricular activities. I just want to say to my staff, thank you for the tremendous job you did with both of our publications this year in the Azimuth and the near side. I heartfeltly thank you. Heartfeltly? Is that a word? Did that sound weird? Anyway, I really thank you for all that you did this year to help with our publications. We wouldn't have a yearbook without you. Thank you so very much.
Aww.
Look, this ceremony is always kind of bittersweet, right? We say goodbye to each other, although we never really did get to say goodbye to each other. Field day, who knew that was going to be the last day of school? Anyway, we usually have to say goodbye to some of our teachers, and this year is no exception. After 28 years here at TBS, we are saying goodbye to Mrs. Carol Labsta. We know she will be dearly missed by her students and colleagues alike, and with a few words about what Mrs. Labsta has meant to the Benjamin School, I turn it over to one of her best friends, World Language Department Chair, Mrs. Marcy York.
Hello everyone, I'm here today to talk to you about Mrs. Carol Labsta. She is my great friend and my wonderful colleague, and she has been for the last 18 years since I came to Benjamin. She has spent 28 years at this school, and she really loves Benjamin. She loves her kids, and she loves her colleagues. It has really been an honor and a pleasure to work with her for the last 18 years. And she's always just so pleasant and cheerful. She has that Midwestern attitude that sees the best in everyone. She has been in Florida for many, many years, but she still keeps that Midwestern attitude and sensibility about her. She's punctual, she's straightforward, she's industrious, she's always tidy, and she's got lots of common sense. If you have a common sense problem that needs to be solved, you can talk to Mrs. Labsta. She's patient, she's pleasant, but she also has a great sense of humor and a very sharp wit. She's never too flowery, never too exuberant, but just warm and witty. You might not know this about her, but she's a brilliant editor, and I know Mr. Crisafi and his yearbook staff appreciate her very much because for the last, many, many years, she has been doing the yearbook editing. She is very helpful within the World Language Department, because she helps us edit our student grade comments at the end of each quarter for the report cards. If you need something important edited, go see Mrs. Labsta. She's so generous with her time and her expertise. We will really, really miss her. She's funny, she's humble, and she can be quite surprising. Some of you might not know that back in the day, she was kind of a hippie with Mrs. Quaid, our former lower school head. And she and Mrs. Quaid continue to have a wonderful friendship. They've been friends for many, many years, and I know that that's something that both women really appreciate. Of course, Mrs. Labsta loves language. She's taught French and Spanish for many years. She's also very capable of going to the lower school or the middle school, teaching little kids or older kids. She speaks French, she speaks Spanish, she speaks German. And one of my favorite stories that I like to hear Mrs. Labsta tell her students is about when she was a teenager. As a teenager, she was very studious and loved school, and there was a fire in her high school where she was attending school in North Dakota. So of course she carefully and quickly grabbed her textbooks and held them to her chest as she exited the building as the flames were going up, and all of the other students were throwing their books in the fire. So that's I can just imagine her as a teenager doing that, because she loves books and she loves learning. So she will be terribly missed, not only as a friend and as a teacher and a colleague, but I will just miss spending my days with her. So Mrs. Labsta, we will miss you so much. I've been sitting across the room from you for the last 18 years, and I just don't know how I'm going to do it without you. So we will miss you, and we wish you a very happy and long retirement.
Well, I just had something in my eye. Anyway, thank you, Mrs. York, for that heartfelt message. We really appreciate it. Mrs. Labsta, I can't tell you what you've meant to me, the rest of your colleagues, and the students here at the Benjamin School. We wish you all the best, and please, if and when you can, please come back to visit us. Now, we still have one more person to honor this morning. As you know, each year the Azimuth is dedicated to a deserving member of the TBS community. This year's honoree does so many things. This person is a stabilizing force in the middle school, an individual who is not only a great role model, but also an impressive mentor, teacher, and coach. Through years of service, this person has helped the middle school grow and evolve to become better with each passing year. Loved and respected by students and faculty alike, this individual is intelligent, insightful, and driven, but also tremendously warm and compassionate, and possesses a great sense of humor. It would be difficult to imagine TBS without this person. Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to dedicate the 2019-2020 Azimuth to, are you ready? Let's hear the drum roll, come on. Now let me really hear it, come on. Okay, good, better. Are you ready? But are you really ready? Okay, fine. Okay, we dedicate this year's Azimuth to Dean of Students, Coach Cavallo. Congratulations. And now, our staff writer, Joey Tomasetti, will read the actual dedication that was written about Coach Cavallo in this year's book. He did it with the help of Zach Smith and with a little help from me and Mrs. Cavallo. So, take it away, Joey.
Mr. Jeffrey Cavallo, better known as Coach Cavallo, is a man of loyalty. He is loyal to his family, to his job, and to his sports teams, which means all things Boston. So don't even mention him, Tom Brady's recent departure from the Patriots. In his nearly 16 years at the Benjamin School, he has also proven himself to be a natural-born leader. Whether he is addressing students about following the student and parent handbook, teaching them best practices about public speaking in his communication arts classes, talking to a student one-on-one about making good choices, leading his advisors in a team-building activity, orchestrating a middle school pep rally, or coaching the 8th grade basketball team, Cavallo is 100% committed and always has the best interests of the students and TBS in mind. I did not want a negative disciplinary system, so Mr. Cavallo invented the blue and orange slips, said head of middle school Mr. Charles Hagee, referring to the official recognition students receive from teachers for demonstrating one of the 12 Benjamin values. Our system is working, so many more orange and blue slips are being issued by teachers than green slips. Cavallo's students also recognize his unique leadership qualities. He's a very good coach because he wants you to succeed, said 8th grader Logan Smith, a member of Cavallo's basketball team. He teaches us life lessons through basketball as well, like working as a team. He's such a caring advisor, said 8th grader Kenyon Roush, one of Cavallo's advisees. He cares about what is going on with the students and makes sure that everyone is doing what they are supposed to. According to his wife and Benjamin alumni, Mrs. Nikki Warren Cavallo, 98, another indication that he is a strong leader is that he strives to make the best decisions, even if they aren't always the most popular ones. He doesn't compromise what he knows to be morally right and isn't intimidated by how others might judge him based on his decisions, she said. Jeff was born to work in education and maintains the highest loyalty for his school. I think he was born to be an administrator, a teacher, and a coach. In addition, his love and admiration for TBS is second to none. Jeff is the Benjamin School's biggest cheerleader, and I'm convinced his blood is literally orange and blue, said Mrs. Cavallo. He genuinely believes in and loves the people, children, teachers, maintenance, and security workers, office crew, and business office colleagues. Simply put, he truly feels honored to be a part of the Benjamin community. As an alum and Benjamin mom, I'm proud of TBS for scooping him up. Anyone who truly knows Cavallo also knows how much he loves his wife and children. He's an excellent husband, an excellent father, and I think his favorite thing is being with his family, said Hakey, who knows all 5 of Cavallo's children as they currently attend or have attended TBS. There's Bella, Anthony, Sophia, Caroline, and Jack. Jeff is a homebody, and the simplest moments make him the happiest, said his wife. There are a few things, however, that the students and colleagues may not know about him. For example, Mr. Cavallo will soon be Dr. Cavallo in about a year, as he is currently pursuing his doctorate of education in leadership and innovation. In addition, according to Mrs. Cavallo, when he isn't watching the sporting events of our children, working on his dissertation, driving kids to activities and work, he loves to go out to eat, watching movies, exercising, and reading. He does love a good neighborhood pickup game of street hockey. In the summer, when we travel up north, he loves to grow his beard out and chop down trees, while referring to himself as a mountain man. Also, he has mastered the cartwheel and a signature dance that he reserves for our family. As mentioned, Mr. Cavallo's loyalty and leadership runs deep, but so does his enthusiasm, wisdom, and compassion for people. Jeff values people and wants what's best for the children at TBS, said Mrs. Cavallo. If for any reason there's a child or parent reading this who doesn't feel important or special, go see my husband. He will cheer you on and offer encouragement if needed. At the very least, he will offer you some sort of comic relief and will probably laugh harder at his own joke than you. But he'll show you love, and I can assure you, it's as pure as it gets, and you'll be all the better for it.
Thank you, Joey. Great job. And now let's see how Coach feels about being this year's honoree.
It is indeed an honor and privilege to be part of this year's yearbook. I know just how hard you have worked to make it memorable for all. The time, the effort, the energy that you put into it. Thank you for all that. Students, the memories contained within these pages will be cherished forever, which is awesome. Thank you for allowing me an opportunity to be a small part of this year's yearbook. Have an awesome summer.
Well said. Coach, I can't think of anyone more deserving than you. Thank you for all that you do for our students, your colleagues, and the entire Benjamin School. You, sir, just like Tommy Brady, are a true Buccaneer. Oh, he probably didn't like that joke. I do want to thank Mrs. Cavallo for all the help she provided with the article, from quotes to photos, and all the insight she gave us. I hope you're there, Mrs. Cavallo, getting to celebrate with your husband and your family. He is a very special man, and we are very fortunate to have him here at TBS. You're awesome, Coach.
Aww.
And now, onto the cover. What? Murder hornet! Murder! It's just a fly. And now, onto the cover and theme of this year's Azimuth. That's right. Wait for it. Wait for it. Here it is! Simple but bold, don't you think? And a lot better than what we began with back in October. Hopefully you'll never have to see that version. That was terrible. It's still giving Zach Smith nightmares, actually. Also, when you use the Yearbook AR app on your phone or tablet and scan this front cover, this is what you'll see. Straight fire, right? I don't know what that voice was, sorry. Anyway, I think it's cool. Hopefully you guys think it's cool. Remember, you can download the AR Yearbook app and use it to scan the cover, and then that animation will display on your phone. And you can find the instructions for the Yearbook AR app on the front inside cover of the yearbook, as illustrated here. Now, you notice the theme for this year's book is Same Difference. To explain why we chose that theme, I'm going to hand it over to our co-editor, Emerson Ferry, and she's going to read to you why we selected that theme from the opening of the book. Emerson, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Crisafi. Same difference is a phrase used to express the speaker's belief that two or more things are essentially the same, in spite of apparent differences. Yes, we are different. We all have different backgrounds, different personalities, different beliefs, different perspectives, and different stories. But we come together here at TBS. We walk the same campus, wear the same uniforms, attend the same assemblies, and try to live up to the same values. We unite under the banner of blue and orange, sharing with one another our differences. And, win or lose, we take part in these experiences together. So whether we are genuinely different or inherently similar, it's still the same difference.
Thank you, Emerson. Well done. In addition to the AR app, there's also QR codes throughout the book. I think there's about 8 of them or so. They look like this. Now, when you scan those codes with a QR code reader like Crafter via your phone or tablet, instructions for that are also on the inside cover of the yearbook, by the way. You'll be shown a video that pertains to the story in which the QR code is embedded. And again, we have an index this year, so if you want to know what pages you appear on or your friends appear on, all you have to do is go to the index at the back of the book and look up people by their last name. It will tell you on what pages they appear in a photo or are quoted in a story. Now, before I tell you when and how you'll be receiving your yearbooks, let me remind you of something. When you get your books, check the front and back to make sure there is no damage. And, you see the screen here? Please look through the entire book to make sure there are no missing pages, blank pages, upside down pages, or, this is something that has actually happened to us before, no pages from another school. Please be sure you do this once you get your books, because if you or someone else writes in your yearbook, social distancing aside, it immediately becomes yours and cannot be returned. Now, if you do find one of the mistakes I mentioned, and I'm not talking about spelling errors or anything like that, those you will find because those are staff mistakes. We are human, most of us, and there will be those errors, unfortunately. But if you find blank pages, missing pages, or upside down pages, please let me know and I can get you another book.
But how will we get our yearbooks, Mr. Crisafi?
Well, I'm glad you asked, because I'm going to tell you. The 6th graders can come tomorrow, Tuesday, May 19th, from 8:30 to 10 a.m. You're going to come to Blue Dot, have your parents drive you. You don't even have to get out of the car. Just hand us anything you owe to the school, be it books, that could be textbooks, could be rap books, whatever, athletic jerseys, athletic equipment, practice uniforms, band instruments, whatever you need to drop off, you may do so tomorrow, 6th graders, from 8:30 to 10 a.m. at Blue Dot. We will then give you a bag that contains your locker contents, if any, and also your yearbook. We'll just put that right in your car. You can go on your merry way. 7th graders, the same will apply to you for Wednesday, May 20th. You will come to Blue Dot. You will drop off anything you need to drop off that belongs to the school. We'll give you your locker contents in a bag with your yearbook, and you'll be on your merry way. 8th graders, a little bit different for you, 8:30 to 10 a.m. on Thursday, May 21st. You're going to come to Red Dot. We're going to give you your yearbook after you drop your stuff off. Then you're going to parade through Blue Dot and then Polka Dot in a kind of farewell to the campus and your teachers. A lot of teachers will be there for you, and I think that's also the case with 6th grade and 7th grade. Hopefully no one oversleeps. I'm talking to the students, not the faculty. So that's how you're going to get your yearbooks. Now listen, before you go, I have another important piece of information. You may be asking,
Mr. Crisafi, how do we get our yearbooks signed?
I know, COVID-19, social distancing, all that good stuff. We do have a solution for you if you cannot get in contact with people until maybe later in the summer. You can't get close to friends. You don't want to mail your yearbook. That's really expensive. We do have a solution for you. Basically, all you need to know is there's this company Kudo board that has all these web pages, and you can buy a web page and have your friends sign your page or your yearbook virtually. They can upload photos, they can write text, they could place emojis in there, they could even do videos if they wanted to and just upload them to your board. All the information was sent in book lines this past Friday to your parents, so ask them about it. but you could get a board that has up to 100 signatures for only $3.89. I don't know if every student wants to do it, but if you do, that's pretty cheap if you want to, you can purchase it. That information has been sent out. There's a Kudo board FAQ if you or your parents have questions about it. But like I said, it allows your friends to sign your yearbook or upload messages with text, photos, or video virtually. So, you don't have to come in contact with them and wear a mask or gloves. Anyway, we wanted to leave it open to you. You have the option of getting your yearbook virtually signed, or if you want a real signature, you can do that as well. Just make sure you check with your parents before you get close to another human. One final note about yearbook signings. Whether you're signing it in person or you're signing it virtually, whatever you place into someone else's yearbook needs to be school appropriate. I can't stress that enough. Whatever you write, whatever you type, whatever photos you upload, whatever videos you upload, whatever emojis you place in that yearbook, they need to be school appropriate, please. Please, please, please make sure you do that. If you don't, we will find out, or your parents will find out, and then they'll tell us, and then you'll be in trouble. Anyway, I don't want to end on that note. So as a final note, I'm going to hand it over to our co-editor, Finley Allen, who's going to read you the final paragraph from this year's book to close us out. Take it away, Finley.
This year has turned out to be quite different, but we all found ourselves in the same boat. Our school year was drastically and suddenly disrupted by the coronavirus pandemic, an unprecedented event in our lifetime. But our school did not let us down. The administration and faculty were well prepared with the same priorities in mind: our well-being, our education, and our character. When faced with such trying times, we learned who we really are. Our TBS community, more than ever, has proven itself to be second to none. We may never be the same after this year, but may we never differ in steadfast pride for our school, our family, and our nation.
Thank you, Finley. Well done. Everyone, I hope you enjoy your yearbook. Take care, be safe. I wish you and all of your families the best. Have a great summer.